This video is officially being recorded. I am recording for the purpose of being able to share this with the other students that wanted to participate and couldn't, or for anyone else in Saucedo that would love to view each week the recipes. So just so you know, it is being recorded. So what I wanted to kind of go over is just the first session. So welcome to Tasty Thursdays with Ms. Herrera. Today's recipe is really going to be a little bit of a simple but fun one. I want to let you know that each week we will be here 4:30 p.m. Until June 18th. The recipe for today is actually 2 recipes, but they're very simple to make. So sometimes our meetings might be 30 minutes, 45 minutes, maybe even an hour, depending on the recipe. Okay, so if that's a question anyone has, is like, how long is this going to be? You know what? I really don't know. It's really going to depend on the recipe. Today's might be a little shorter because our recipe is more of making things in a microwave mug. So we will just see. Next week, we actually will be cooking. So I will be posting next week's recipe in the Google Classroom. Look out for that in your Google Classroom. Some other things, just so you know, you are not required to actually cook the recipe if you don't have all the ingredients today. I don't want you guys having to run out to the store or making your parents buy anything. It's okay if you don't have all the ingredients. Just, follow along, have fun, munch on something, eat something while you're on the video. It is cooking club after all, we're eating. So it's okay. I know a few of you asked me like, oh, what if I don't have this? What will we be cooking? It's up to you guys. Whatever you have at home, feel free to let me know. And I can send you different recipes later on. That is another reason why I'm recording these videos, so that you could watch later how things were made, in case you had any questions, okay? So it is not a requirement for you to cook while we're in the cooking club. However, it would be cool and awesome if you did. Now, if you did make anything, I'm gonna encourage you to post it in the Google Classroom. The Google Classroom will be having nutrition lessons from me. I will be posting things on there, and I would love to see if you guys make any of the recipes. So post some pictures, okay? So I'm going to start off with the first one. One thing to know, my hands have already been washed before, so make sure you wash your hands before you start. Now, the proper way to wash your hands, though, is you first rinse your hands, okay? Make sure you wet your hands first. 20 seconds, make sure you get between your fingers, okay? And wash, 20 seconds. If you need to sing the ABC song or one of your favorite new songs nowadays, go right ahead. And then go ahead with warm water and rinse up, okay? So my hands were washed right before I did this. Next week, I will show you the proper way to wash hands on camera, okay? So the first one we're going to do, pull up the recipe, everybody. We're going to make lasagna in a mug. Okay, like I love lasagna, I love pasta, but lasagna can be really hard to make. I don't know if anyone has made it before. I have in the oven. It takes, a little bit of time. Sometimes we don't have time, okay? So I'm gonna teach you a way to make it in a mug. So my mug is this. This I actually bought from the Dollar Tree. So if you're going to make this recipe, I do recommend that you make this recipe in a mug that's circular, okay? So round mug. So one of these, sometimes for tea or coffee, this will be for our chocolate cake recipe that we'll make after the lasagna. So I do recommend for this recipe, try to get a mug that looks like this. $1. I bought it at the Dollar Tree. They come in different colors, red, black, I think blue. So if you guys go to your local Dollar Tree, if you can pick this up, this is a really good one to make pasta in a mug, like macaroni and cheese as well, and this lasagna recipe. The reason for it is that it gives more space, and you'll see that when we microwave, you don't want things to like overflow or boil and things out, and it's round, so it helps, okay? So Dollar Tree. So the first thing we're actually going to do is some lasagna, okay? So these are some lasagna noodles. For this recipe, you need 2. So make sure that you get 2 of these, okay? Lasagna noodles, you can also get this. Sometimes the Dollar Tree sells these as well for $1. You know, Walmart, all these, so really easy to find. And what you need to do is you need to break it. So you're just gonna break them. Break them into like small pieces like this, okay? Throw them in your mug. Very easy. Break them up, throw them in your mug. So just make sure you're breaking them up. You wanna get 2 of them, okay? I just saw a question right now from Edwin. What if we don't have them? You know what? You actually, that's a good question. You can make this recipe really with any pasta. If you guys have those conchas, you know which ones I'm talking about? Those little conchas shells. Sometimes your mom might make you some sopa, some soup of conchas. You can use those. Use those for this recipe. Just make sure that you're being careful how much you're using, because you also have to use 3/4 a cup of water. So, for example, I just broke 2 of them in here. Now we're going to get some water, okay? Use a measuring cup, 3/4. So I measured it. 3/4 is a little less than 1 cup, okay? You're gonna go ahead and pour it in your cup, okay? So very important. Now, something also important to this recipe, you want to use olive oil, okay? Use olive oil. The reason for it is that way the pasta doesn't stick to your bowl. 1 teaspoon, just 1 small teaspoon of olive oil. A teaspoon looks like this, okay? So not a tablespoon, a teaspoon, okay? So this is a teaspoon, this is a tablespoon. See the difference? The small one. All you're gonna do, you're gonna put 1 teaspoon. By the way, you might hear my barking dog in the background. Sorry about that. It's his time to play. You all know out there, if you have those dogs, they love playing. So I put that in here. Now, what you're gonna do is put it in the microwave for about 3 minutes, okay? I'm about to go right now. I'm gonna go walk to my microwave, and you're just gonna put it in there for about 3 minutes. So if you have it ready right now, go ahead and go do that. Your noodles, your water, your oil, okay? 3 minutes in the microwave. Okay, so while that's cooking away, I will check on it in a little bit. After 3 minutes, I'm gonna let you know the other ingredients you need for this recipe, okay? So you are going to need some pizza sauce. $1, I bought this at the Dollar Tree. The Dollar Tree sells pizza sauce, or you could use marinara, okay? If you don't have pizza sauce, use spaghetti sauce. You know, use marinara, whatever spaghetti or marinara sauce you have. Okay, you're gonna need that. Ricotta cheese. Okay, this is ricotta cheese. I bought it at Aldi, so it's pretty affordable. You know, they sell with whole milk or low fat, whichever one. If you want to make it a lower in fat, go ahead and buy the one that says that it's made with skim milk. Skim milk is non-fat milk. This one is made with whole milk. The Aldi sold out of skim milk, unfortunately. If not, I would have made mine a little lighter, so it could be a little healthier. The next thing you're gonna need, yes, I just saw a comment. Do we need ricotta cheese? Yes, for this recipe, you do need ricotta cheese. However, if you don't have ricotta cheese, you can also use sometimes, there's something called requesón. Your mom might have it at home. Requesón is also kind of like a Spanish ricotta cheese. Very delicious. I love requesón. So ask your parents if they have any requesón at home. You could use that for this recipe. Sometimes cottage cheese instead of ricotta cheese can be used. Or if you want to opt out, you can also just get a ball of mozzarella as well. But usually lasagna, the main ingredient is ricotta cheese for the cheese. You're going to see that I'm going to use 2 cheeses for my recipe. I'm going to use ricotta and mozzarella. Okay, I bought this at the Dollar Tree also in the refrigerator. $1, small bag. And I am a little extra. I am a huge lover of cheese, so I'm actually going to put some fresh mozzarella on top of the lasagna. That I bought at Aldi. So this, again, you don't have to. It's not a requirement. The other thing you could do, if you read the recipe that I sent out, you can add some cooked sausage. I didn't have any, unfortunately. The store I went to didn't have any at the moment, but you can make it with sausage. You can add that if you want. That would probably even make it better. But I'm making mine vegetarian today. You know, Ms. Herrera's not going to eat any meat today, so we're just going to roll without the sausage. But you can definitely do cooked sausage for this recipe, okay? And it would not be, oh, that's the microwave, so I'm going to check to see if it's ready now. But we are also going to add spinach, okay? Listen, this is a healthy cooking club for the most part. So we want to make sure we have our greens, okay? Spinach, trust me, it tastes good in this recipe. You won't notice there's spinach, okay? So if you're going, ew, no spinach, trust me, you're not gonna taste it. It'll fool you and trick you. I got this at Aldi. It was a little bit over $1, so pretty affordable. I recommend getting it from Aldi. It's usually a little bit more affordable if you get it from Aldi. Sometimes other stores might have it on sale too for like 99 cents. All right, 3 minutes is up. I'm gonna go ahead and grab my mug and see if it's cooked. Check to see if your noodles are cooked with a fork, okay? It's gonna be hot, so make sure you're not putting your fingers in there for sanitary reasons also. Check with the fork. If it goes in and it's tender, then you're good. If you feel like it's still a little too hard, put it in 1 extra minute. Okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and check. Let's see how it looks. Okay. So mine is gonna go in for an extra minute. Still a little too hard for my liking, so we are gonna do an extra minute. Once it is cooked, you are going to need, so I'll let you know now. Go ahead, and if you're cooking along with me, go grab one of these for when you're ready, because you're gonna need to drain the water, okay? So again, Dollar Tree sells these. And then I got this again from the Dollar Tree too, and I'm gonna pour the water in here and just keep the pasta, okay? You don't want the water, so make sure you're draining the water. The mug will be hot, okay? It will be hot from the microwave. Please make sure you're using towels, or if you have oven mitts, please use that to take the mug out of the microwave because it definitely will be hot. I'm gonna go ahead and use a towel to take mine out. It is ready, so here we go. Okay. It is steaming. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and strain it. There we go. Once you strain it, just put it right back in your mug, okay? You just want to get all that water out. All right, and it's back in my mug. Okay, we're gonna then go ahead and set this to the side. That's all the water that was used. Okay, so once you have your pasta, you should be having your pasta at the bottom. You are going to go ahead and get your pizza sauce. So everybody start getting your pizza sauce ready. Go ahead and get your tablespoon. Remember, I showed you the difference. This one is the tablespoon. It's a little bigger, okay? So make sure you're not getting the small one. This one's a little, this one's the big. Go ahead and spread 1 tablespoon at the bottom. You can do a little more more than a tablespoon also. You don't have to follow recipes to the exact. I don't. I like to make them my own. So go ahead and use a little more. Oh, I just got a question. Can we use mushrooms instead of spinach? Absolutely. I love mushrooms. If you're going to use mushrooms, I recommend that you try to use the fresh mushrooms instead of canned mushrooms. If you're going to use canned mushrooms, try to saute it a little bit before you put it in the mug beforehand. But yes, absolutely. I love mushrooms. I don't get to eat it often because my fiance is allergic. But yes, mushrooms would have been a great addition. You can also use zucchini. You could throw zucchini in here. That's another good thing for lasagna is zucchini. So feel free to use whatever zucchini, mushroom, or if you don't want the spinach, you don't have to use the spinach, but I do think that the spinach adds a good taste to the lasagna. So I added 1 tablespoon, and I put a little more of the pizza sauce. Again, if you don't have pizza sauce, it's okay. You know, you can use marinara sauce as well. And then you're going to layer it, okay? So I actually forgot, and I skipped this step, is that you do the pizza sauce on top of the lasagna, but then you make sure that you're doing it in parts, okay? So it's not all the lasagna. So I did forget, I skipped that layer because you want it to be in layers. Okay, so does that make sense? Take some of your noodles out. Make sure that not all the noodles are in the cup because you want to have like layers, okay? So you're gonna have some of the pasta at the bottom, pizza sauce, then you're gonna keep going and layering it. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you right now, which, guess what? I already messed up. So I did skip that step. So you know what? This is the awesome thing about cooking is that you get to fix your mistakes. And cooking is not perfect. This is what I love about cooking. The difference between cooking and baking is that baking, you really have to follow the instructions or it really will mess up the whole recipe. With cooking, you can fix it, you can change things, add spices. So you know what? We're just gonna roll with the punches. Miss Herrera messed up a little bit because I forgot to take out my noodles and I put all of them together. So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm going to take, do you remember this right here? We're gonna take a few of my noodles out, okay? Because we wanna make sure that we have layers. So go ahead and keep that out. Now you're gonna go ahead and do a layer of ricotta cheese, okay? Grab your ricotta cheese. By the way, ricotta cheese on its own is not that tasty. So if you guys, I mean for me, but I like ricotta cheese mixed with things. So just, you know, make sure that you're mixing ricotta cheese. So go ahead, put a layer in here, okay? And it's about 1 tablespoon. So if you have a small spoon like this, that's good enough. Small spoon, okay? Not a big spoon, small spoon, okay? All right, go ahead and get your spinach. And you can just put a few. Go ahead and put a few. Like 2 or 3. 2 or 3 is fine. All right. All right, and here we go. You're going to keep layering. So, ready? More pasta. Grab your pasta. Grab your marinara sauce or your pizza sauce. Ready? Start layering. Layer in there. If any of you have some basil at home, basil would also go really well in this as well. If you want to, instead of the spinach, that's another thing that you could also switch. I forgot to let you know, basil is also a good example. All right, we have our ricotta. Now we are going to go ahead and add some more spinach. Remember the layers. Okay, for for this last piece, here's the fun part. More cheese. Now grab your mozzarella, okay? The mozzarella is the final. So you're going to only do layers of pizza sauce, of spinach, and of the ricotta, okay? The final layer, okay, the final one is the mozzarella. Okay, so Miss Herrera's a little extra. I'm gonna put 2 different kinds of mozzarella. Okay, you can never have too much cheese. I love cheese. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and put a layer of shredded on top. And let's get our mozzarella. Now, if you don't have mozzarella, you can use cheddar cheese. It might not taste the same, I will be honest, but whatever cheese you have available, feel free to use. All right. And because I love my cheese, I'm gonna go ahead and eat some now. Okay. So, you remember when we started, we put about 3 minutes? You're gonna do the same, 3 minutes again. So go ahead and put this in the oven. Can you use Chihuahua cheese is a question. Yes, I love Chihuahua cheese. You know what? Chihuahua cheese is actually very similar to mozzarella. You could absolutely use Chihuahua cheese for this recipe. It probably would even taste better. Also, you could use chorizo. If you could put sausage. If you want to make it with chorizo instead, that would actually add a good smoky flavor as well. If you want to make it a little spicy, put some chipotle inside of the marinara sauce. Not nacho cheese. I had a question, what about nacho cheese? That probably would not be. You could use nacho cheese for macaroni and cheese recipe instead. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and put this back to the microwave. We're gonna go ahead and do 3 minutes. All right. While we wait for the lasagna to cook up, I'm gonna go ahead and look at the chat box and answer any questions that I might have missed or any questions you have about the lasagna in a mug, okay? Let's see. All right. Everybody. So again, please use the chat box instead of talking, because there's quite a few of you online, so that way it's not so many talking at the same time. Just use the chat if you have a question about the lasagna in a mug. You can also make macaroni and cheese in a mug. There's actually a really good recipe that I have made my own. It was really good, and I'll go ahead and share that in the Google Classroom with everybody in case you want to make that. So what I love about these recipes, and we'll make the chocolate cake after this one, is that it's easy. You can make them, you don't have to really cook, you're not using the stove, and it's also kind of fun to get to do things in a mug and eat from the mug, and they're really easy to make. Next week's episode, we will be using the stove, so get ready for that. We will be using the kitchen. Yes, we are going to make a chocolate cake in a mug. Someone just asked. That is right after the lasagna. So for the chocolate cake in a mug, you will need this kind of mug, okay? You want to make sure, here's the important piece. Please make sure it's microwaveable. Not all mugs are microwaveable, okay? Look at the bottom of your mug, the bottom. It'll say if it's microwave safe, okay? If it says microwave safe, you can use it for this recipe. If it says do not use in a microwave, please find another mug, okay? You need to make sure that it says microwave safe. For the chocolate cake recipe, we are gonna be making it from scratch. So I did post the recipe online. Some of the things you're gonna need for this recipe is going to be flour. sugar, baking powder. You're going to need a little bit of salt. You're going to need chocolate chips, and you're going to need cocoa powder, okay? Cocoa powder. And if you would like a little bit vanilla, it's not required, but if you would like, you can also use a little bit of vanilla. Also, if you have some sprinkles, get those sprinkles out. If you have any whipped cream, get some whipped cream. If your mug doesn't have anything at the bottom, then it should be microwavable safe, because usually they will tell you if it's not microwavable safe on the mug. So someone did ask that, so I wanted to go ahead and answer that. Someone also asked if you don't have cocoa powder. If you don't have cocoa powder, that really does make the recipe for chocolate cake in a mug. You can make it vanilla instead. So instead of it being a chocolate cake, well, then you could just add vanilla to it and it would just be a vanilla cake. You can also do, something else as far as like a red velvet cake. So if you have any red food coloring, you can also mix that with the chocolate chip. I do recommend, if you want to later, when you have some cocoa powder, you can definitely make the recipe later if you don't have it right now. But if you want to still make the recipe today and you don't have cocoa powder, see if you have some vanilla, so that way you can make it into a vanilla cake. Can you use Nutella? Well, you can use Nutella instead of the chocolate chips if you want. So I have chocolate chips. You could definitely use Nutella if you want. You could use even peanut butter if you'd like. This is what's, the cool part is that you can kind of make it your own, experiment with it. Think of it kind of like a science experiment. My microwave already beeped. I want to go check out that lasagna. So I will be right back. Okay, this looks ready. Okay, so I have to show this. I hope the camera. Okay, there's that mozzarella, the marinara. Okay, so here's the true test, right? Everybody always cooks, right? When you cook, you eat. So let's make sure that we're going to taste it. I did get a question and said, can we use pancake? No, not pancake flour. When you are making anything with a cake, it does have to be all-purpose flour. You can't use, if you have whole wheat flour. If you have whole wheat flour, that's fine, because it'll be a little healthier, but not pancake flour, okay? That's very important. The chocolate cake recipe, you do need regular flour. All right. So it is hot. Ooh, I can see that cheese. Ooh, okay. So we'll go ahead and see. If anyone has it, if anyone made it with me, let me know. If you're eating it right now, let me know. Put it in the chat. If not, make it and then put it in the Google Classroom, okay? I want to know if you guys made it. It's super easy to make, super easy. Okay. I have to say, that mozzarella on top, it made it even better. So I do recommend for you to use that mozzarella. I'm gonna take one more bite and then we're gonna move on to the chocolate cake in the mug, because we need our dessert after we made this delicious pasta. So one more bite. Okay. So I will tell you, it is hot, so make sure you blow on it. And also, your lasagna noodles might be a little crunchy. That's okay, because again, it's in a microwave, so it's not gonna be perfect. But if they're a little crunchy, just put it in the microwave for a little longer, if you like, okay? All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get started on the chocolate cake in the mug. side of my lasagna. I definitely will be finishing this for dinner though, because this is supposed to be my dinner today. So I'm gonna move it over here. All right, and let's get ready. We're gonna put away our ingredients that we use for the lasagna in a mug. And we're gonna go ahead and move on and next to our chocolate cake, which I'm also super excited about. And this recipe is super easy. You also can put some whipped cream and ice cream on top of this chocolate cake at the end. I might do that myself. I have ice cream, so I can't wait to do that. All right, so if you have the recipe, everybody move on to the chocolate cake in a mug. All right, we need 3 tablespoons of flour. Okay, remember, tablespoon, the big one. So go ahead and grab, we need 3 tablespoons, okay? So 3 of these. This is all-purpose flour, okay? This is the flour you need for this recipe. When doing this is different than when you're cooking. Make sure that you are measuring it. When you're cooking, you could put a little more, a little less. When you're baking, you want to make sure that it's exactly right. So make sure you're doing 3 tablespoons. I'm going to go ahead and stand up for this recipe. I feel like with baking, you need to even like stand up. So we're going to go ahead and put 3. There's also a recipe on how to make a banana cake in a mug. If anyone wants that, let me know because I love bananas and I can send it your way. Okay, so that was 3. Now we're going to add sugar. You need granulated sugar, okay? So make sure you're getting granulated sugar. The same, 3 tablespoons. We're going to do 3 tablespoons of that. So 1. We're going to do 2 and 3. All right. You are going to do 2 tablespoons of cocoa powder. So for this one, it's 2, not 3. Okay. So you're going to do 2 tablespoons. So 1 and 2. All right. And then you're just going to do a little bit of salt. Not a lot, a pinch of salt. Okay, a pinch means a pinch, okay? So I like to use low sodium salt. So I'm just going to put a little bit of salt. There we go. Just picture a little bit. And you also want to put your baking powder. Okay, make sure. For your baking powder, you are going to do 1/4 of a teaspoon, okay? 1/4. So it's very little, so make sure that you have 1/4 of a teaspoon. If you don't have this 1/4, take half a teaspoon and just put half of it. Half of a teaspoon is 1/4. Okay? For those that know their math, all right? So go ahead and, right, this is also a math quiz here. How can you get 1/4 if you don't have 1/4 of a teaspoon? Get half of a teaspoon and just put half of a half. All right, go ahead and put that in there. All right. And now you're going to mix it. So go ahead and stir it. Stir it, stir it, stir it, nice and stirred. Okay, so make sure it's nice and stirred. You should have something that looks like this, okay, at the end. Now, add your wet ingredients. When you're making anything with cake, you always want to separate the wet and the dry, okay? Make your dry first, then you add the wet ingredients. So dry is anything like flour, baking powder, salt. That's all going to be your dry. Sugar. Your wet ingredients is going to be the oil, the milk, and if there's eggs. This recipe, there's no eggs, but that's going to be your wet ingredients, okay? Make your dry first. All right. Grab your vegetable oil. Again, a lot of these things, I just thought like it's Aldi, very easy to find. So you can find that on the Aldi or the Dollar Tree. You're going to go ahead and put the vegetable oil. You need 3 tablespoons of vegetable oil, okay? So remember, the same one that you used. What if you don't have that oil? I would say that you can use any other oil except for olive oil. Olive oil probably would not be the one to use for this cake recipe. If you have canola oil or corn oil, you can use that. I would just say not olive oil for this recipe, okay? That's not a good oil for cake recipes. It's a good oil to cook with, but not necessarily to bake with. But just go ahead, and if you have canola oil, you can use canola oil. So you're gonna do 3 tablespoons. So 1, 2, 3. I've actually made this recipe when we were at Saucedo, since I have a microwave in my room. So I've actually made chocolate cake recipes with my students before. It is something that I've done when I kind of have met with some of you. If some of you are on here that have made recipes with me in a mug, you'd remember. I do like doing a lot of mug recipes. They're pretty easy and fun to do. You're going to now add your vanilla. Okay, you can add, I have Mexican vanilla. You can add regular vanilla. You don't have to add vanilla. It's optional, but I love vanilla in cake. So I'm just gonna put, and just eyeball it, just put a little bit. Okay. All right, and now we are going to add the milk. So for this recipe, it calls for whole milk. If you don't have whole milk, that's fine. You can use 2% milk. Maybe you could even use, I think, almond milk if you have almond milk. I would say that the only reason it says whole milk is probably for the taste, but you can use any milk you really have. Make sure that you're also going to add 3 tablespoons of milk, okay? So for this recipe, 3 tablespoons of milk, 3 tablespoons of vegetable oil, and then you want to make sure that you're adding 3 tablespoons of chocolate chips as well. So a lot of 3 tablespoons. I'm going to go ahead and get the milk because I had forgotten to put that out earlier. I didn't want to take it out because if I leave it out, milk can spoil. So that's another reason why I left it in the fridge. So I'll be right back. Make sure if you're making this that you are starting to stir and get ready to put in the milk, okay? I'll go get the milk. And here we are. All right, so 3 tablespoons whole milk. So that's 1, 2, 3. Okay, here comes my favorite part. Add the chocolate chips. All right. So for this recipe, you're going to want to do 3 tablespoons. Here's the thing. You can add a few more, okay? You don't have to, you know what? We're just going to add a few. Don't add the whole bag. But we're going to do about 3 tablespoons. All right. Go ahead and stir that in. Oh, it is already smelling so good. We're gonna go ahead and stir. Yes, I have a comment. Can we use any kind of milk? You can for this recipe. I will say though, whole milk works the best, but if you have almond milk, you can make almond with almond milk. Or if you have also 2% milk and skim milk. All right, oh my, it smells so good. Okay. We're going to microwave for 90 seconds, okay? 90 seconds, that's a minute and a half. All right, I'm just still stirring it to make sure it's nice and good. Okay, I'm just gonna give it a taste. Okay. All right, here we go. So it's in the microwave for a minute and a half. Right now, if you want, go get some whipped cream. If you have whipped cream, go get some sprinkles. If you have some ice cream, go get it if you're making the cake. So we can put it on top of the cake, because that'll taste even better. If you have, and also depending on your microwave, guys, it might take longer to also cook this, okay? So just know that it might take longer. Also, I want you all to be really mindful right now in the chat. The chat is only to comment with me or to ask me a question, not for you guys to be chit-chatting back and forth. I want to remind you this is being recorded. So I really want you to be very respectful to your classmates. So please do not chat with each other. It is not the time. You can definitely chat with your friends later on. This is only for anything related to the cooking club, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and shut that down with the chats because I can see that you guys have been kind of saying some things back and forth to each other. You can add more flavor to it. So I had a question, more flavor. You can make this your own. You can definitely, there's other recipes too. If you want to do like a banana cake recipe, you can do a banana cake or red velvet. If you want to make it red velvet, when you're mixing the chocolate chips, put some red food coloring as well. Definitely can make it other ways. The microwave just beeped, so I'm going to go check on the cake. Something very important, okay? Very important is that you want to let the cake settle. I know it's going to smell good and you're going to want to eat it right away, but please make sure you wait about 2 minutes. Reason for it is that when you're taking the cake out of the microwave, it needs time to be able to cool down and settle. Think about like whenever you guys bake a pizza in the oven, you kind of let it for a little bit cool off sometimes, right? So you want it to settle. So do the same with the cake, okay? I'm going to go grab it. Again, remember, safety, it's going to be a little hot. Grab a towel, or you can grab oven mitts if you have them. Oh, this smells so good. Okay. It is smelling. Okay, I know I told you all to wait like 2 minutes, but I think Ms. Herrera wants to eat this already. So make sure if you've got some whipped cream, everybody, grab some whipped cream, grab some ice cream, grab some sprinkles, put some, if you have any like walnuts, almonds, right now, while you're waiting for it to cool down, go get some toppings, okay? Go get some toppings to put on here. I'm gonna go ahead and taste this because it, honestly, it smells so good, like really, really good. And guys, I need you to see this, okay? Look at how moist it is. It is very moist. It's very chocolatey, it came out very good in the microwave. So, taste test, right? Does it taste good? Let's see. Okay, you're definitely gonna need a cup of milk with this cake. It is very rich, very delicious. This will go great with some milk on the side. I definitely recommend it. Really, really good. Okay, that was delicious. So I hope you guys enjoyed how easy. If you notice, it took us less than an hour to make 2 recipes in a mug. Very easy. There's so many more. I can definitely send more your way. Next week, we are going to be moving to the kitchen. So get ready next week. I will send the recipe. We're going to be making something very interesting. I'll give you a hint. If you like those narachu noodles, you know, like the ramen noodles in a cup, and if you like elote in a vaso or that delicious Mexican corn in a cup, then you're gonna like this recipe next week because it's gonna combine the both. You know, I love corn in a cup and I love ramen noodles, so why not eat it together? So we'll be making that next week. I will send you the recipe for that of what you need, what ingredients you need. I can't wait. Again, if you make these recipes, post them, okay? Let's share with each other. That's what the Virtual Cooking Club is about. So if you made it right now, let me know. I see a comment. Tanya said she made it. How did it turn out? Did anyone make it? Comment right now if you made the recipe. So I see that Tanya said, I made it. Edwin said me. How did it come out? Roberto said yes. Did you guys come out? Did it come out good? Oma, Johnny, you want to? Try making it this week, okay? I posted the recipe. I will be posting the video this week. It's hot, está caliente. So make sure you're waiting for it to cool down. I know, I couldn't wait, you guys. It tasted so good. So I will be posting the video this week. And that's it. I'm gonna go ahead and look at the chat real quick and see if anyone has another question. I'll be posting this week the video and the recipe. Any other questions before we say goodbye? Dadita said, I made it, it was delicious. I'm glad to hear it. All right. Sandra said she made it too. Sayuri is making it right now. Good luck. Let's see. Tanya came out good. All right. That's it. Thank you for joining. First Tasty Thursdays with Miss Herrera. Alessandra said, thank you. You're welcome. Oh, if your first one failed, try it again. It's okay. It's okay. I always say sometimes you need to make it twice, okay? When I bake cookies, my first cookie is always horrible and my second one is delicious. Don't give up, guys. The cool thing about cooking, you can always try again. Fix it, okay? Everything in life is fixable. So you've got this. All right, I want you to all stay safe, stay healthy, for sure. Bye.